This LPL Pro presentation is proudly brought to you by Star Insurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship number 2, episode 6. But last week, Championship round 5, Simon, it was action galore. Drama aplenty at Sports Lane Sugo. Robert Northway, a man we'll be talking about a little bit tonight, getting involved in 3 incidents. One at turn 2, one down at the final corner, and then another one involving Simon Bishop. He couldn't stay out of the action. Roy Oliver having his own issues as well with Simon Bishop there. Those names definitely coming to the fore as well. But then it was Matthew Pluck and Daniel Shields taking out the wins. Well, there you go. That's just a little tease of what went on in Championship round number 5. It's Championship 6. It is do or die week here in Sky City. We're in the Sky Tower. My name's Brendan White. This is Simon Chapman, the lovely Simon Chapman, the better looking one of the two. Apparently the brains as well. And hello to Simon's mum and dad, tuning in every week. So cute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Dubai. We've got the bubble. Yes, 8 winners, 8, I guess, Championship leaders will come into Sky City Theatre next week. They will continue for that grand prize inside Sky City Theatre. It's live. It's the nerve get there, and it's that week. This is the week, the penultimate round. But before we get into any of that, get on your Facebook page. If you don't have it yet, you're totally lost in translation. Facebook page, Let's Play Live HQ. You can win a drive of that Huracan. That's right, a drive of a supercar. Enter. Only hundreds have entered, not thousands and thousands, so the chance is yours. You can rent go-karting, flights and accommodation here at Sky City. So do that. We're going to remind you through the show. Now, Simon, we go to Dubai this week, but it's been six rounds already. The Australians, they're there, but we've got hope.
Yes, yeah, we've got a Kiwi in amongst it all, so we'll have a look at the standings in a little bit, but here it is, your tournament structure.
That's right, tournament structure, ladies and gentlemen. 16 races, 7 track locations. We're in the 6th championship round, 2 races per location. We went Ruapuna, Zhuhai, Fuji, Zakuta and Sugo. We'll look at that later. 6 weeks, this is it. This is the do or die week. And next week, we go to the LPL Live, Star Insurance, Project Cars 2, ANZ Championship, Sky City Theatre. 8 people are going to really have to put it on the line, but this week isn't about that. Let's go to the game settings and rules, and a few changes this year that have upset some people, Simon.
Yeah, well, if you don't know the game settings and rules by now, where have you been? Obviously, the biggest one this season that we see is damage is on, it's physical, and the damage type is performance impacting. So when these guys do bang doors in the Star Insurance Specialist Fry for it HE3, which you can see on screen now, it does have an impact on the performance of that car. So, cool little car. The guys have actually been struggling to tame this beast. It's a tricky car to drive, generally quite pointy, but it's actually quite loose.
No, it's better than the Genera though.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, if you don't know what the Genera is, you didn't tune in last year, so it's we've really mixed it up this year, guys. It's an ANZ Championship, so there's actually 2 Australians sitting under first, and there's Kiwi Hope there. So no matter what, those 2 Australians are flying over, so they've scored themselves a trip to New Zealand, which is pretty cool. So where have we been, ladies and gentlemen? Well, Ruapuna, Zhuhai, Fuji, Sakido, the make-believe one, Sugo, and this week it's all about Dubai.
So obviously we saw round 1 winner there was THR Madzi AU, Kyle Madden, won the first round. Daniel Shields took round 2, and round 4, Murphy's Law, Robert Northway won round 3, but he will not be vying for the championship. Then we saw Matthew Pluck finally getting one up on the Aussies, and he's been the man that we've been really noticing has been doing well this season. Mr. Consistent. We'll see in the standings in a moment that he is the dude who's sitting pretty at the top of the order.
All right, so tonight we go to Autodrome GP Dubai, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first, second, third, those are the guys, well, fourth as well, vying for $3,000 cash next weekend, live on stage, Monkey Matt. But there's the two Australians, Madzio, Kyle Madden sitting in third, Daniel Shields, both from Brisbane, and then Matthew Bullpluck, the Kiwi, vying it out for here. But this week's not really about that, is this, Simon?
Well, it's interesting because those guys at the top are basically fighting for bragging rights, trying to get themselves into the best position possible for next weekend, because obviously the points do carry through. But the interesting one is further down the order, 7th and 8th. It's guys like Alistair Coopers and Daniel Pinkham who are on the bubble there, fighting to stay inside the top 8 so that they can get through. And then you've got guys like Sam Hunter and Michael Robinson who are on the outside there trying to fight their way through. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. Benjamin Crowe is also in contention there to potentially make his way into the top 8. So this week is the focus is on them.
Now, theoretically, 9, 10, 11, 12, they've all got a slight, 11 and 12 have got a hope to get into that top 8 as well. Even though points in their current championship standings where they've placed in the last rounds may not say that, they've got that hope to come to SkyCITY Theatre next weekend.
Yeah, guys like Dave Roberts, Alki 45 down at 12th there, he's, best part of nearly 200 points behind the leaders now, or behind the bubble, I should say. So for him, he needs to have a really good round. Anyone who's sitting around that 9th and 10th sort of area, they need to be pushing themselves to get into that top 8, because that's the crucial top 8 that gets you into next week here at SkyCITY. All right,
free trip to New Zealand for those Australians, so they've done well. They've put in the hard yard. Some of these guys have been practicing 30 to 40 hours a week in a simulator. It's in itself, it's pretty insane to think you go to a full-time job for 40 hours a week. Well, these guys are sitting in the Sims to come do that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got qualifying coming up. We're going to find out all about the tracks. We're going to find out about the racing. Yes, we are about to go racing. If you're tuning in on Sky TV, welcome. Get in on Twitch as well. If you don't know what Twitch is, you'll find about that soon. So stand by, get ready. We're about to go racing. We'll be back after these short commercials.
The Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship is proudly brought to you in association with Logitech G, gaming with science.
Like us, you're passionate about cars. At Star Insurance Specialist, we create custom policies for Kiwis with exceptional vehicles. If you own a vintage, classic, performance, project or prestige car, your needs don't fit neatly into a box. We think special and unique cars deserve special and unique insurance. We don't let robots determine policy or price. Get on the road with a custom policy from Star Insurance Specialists. Go to starinsure.co.nz today.
Need a ride? Thanks to Ola and Let's Play Live, we are hooking you up. Simply download the Ola app and type in the code Let's Ride to get your first ride free. T's and C's apply.
G'day, I'm Sam, and here at driven.co.nz, we've got a nifty toolbox to help make buying and selling a car easier. Selling, but not sure what price to put on it? Our car value calculator will give you a really good starting point. If you're buying a new car, our cost to run tool will give you a rough estimate of what the car will cost you each year to run. We can also tell you the best time to sell so you get the sweetest possible return. Check out the toolbox at driven.co.nz.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the penultimate round of the Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship Mammoth. Real simple. You want some Mammoth, get onto our Let's Play Live HQ Facebook page and you can win yourself a box every week. It's been going out the door. It's good stuff as well. So if you want to do a job, do it big, get some Mammoth in you. SKYCITY, that's right. We are live out of Auckland's beautiful SKYCITY, Sky Tower. And it is Championship number 6. Simon, it is the penultimate round. It is do it or die.
Yep, crunch time in the championship now. We're at Dubai. It's the decider for the top 8 guys to get through to next week's big one, SKYCITY, Mount Panorama. I'm excited, eh?
Now, you've never done Mount Panorama, but before we even get to Mount Panorama, let's check out some track conditions. Where are we going, Mr. Simon?
So this is Dubai Autodrome GP. You'll notice there 56 degrees on track there. It's hot, and it's going to be interesting down there. Hazy conditions down there, so it might be tricky looking off into the distance. This is an interesting track, one that we're not particularly familiar with. We've not seen it before, but actually was looking like it could have hosted a Formula 1 Grand Prix. It is an FIA Grade 1 circuit, and it was slated to be the initial host of Formula 1, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but instead that obviously went to Abu Dhabi in the Yas Marina circuit. So cool little track, lots of opportunities for overtaking down the final corner, turn 1 as well, and obviously lots of hairpins to play with. So these guys will have plenty of opportunities to overtake should they get close enough to their competitors.
All right, so 25 lap at Sportsland Sugo, Dubai, beautiful track, amazing money in those areas as well. So qualifying, look, the guys are out there. We've had 16 races. We've got a couple of people that are out tonight due to not being available. Georgester, unfortunately, having a medical emergency, and Robert Northway, the lucky guys in Indianapolis, kissing the bricks today. We'll discuss that soon. Matthew Pluck, now, I guess he's our New Zealand hope as we speak right now, but we're really going to be watching, Simon, the people on the bubble, so to speak, because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is a penultimate round of the Star Insurance Project Cars Championship qualifying. All so important to get the jump on the grid.
Yeah, and I think, as we said before, it's the guys further down the order that we actually need to keep an eye on, because for them, it's a matter of qualifying up the order ahead of their main rivals and being able to get that early jump on their competition. So we'll keep an eye on some of the guys like Sam Hunter, Daniel Pinkham and Michael Robinson, Alistair Coopers as well, who are sitting sort of on that bubble, and yeah, basically they're the ones that we've really got to keep an eye on, because they're going to get through or not. Guys like Matthew Pluck, Daniel Shields, Kyle Madden, not so much for them. It's sort of for those guys just getting themselves into position where they can be competitive when it comes to Mount Panorama next week. So we wait for the first laps to be set. Currently looks like Shields, who's made a good start. He's set a 155.740, and who is it? None other than Matthew Pluck, the man who sits in the lead of the championship, just 4 tenths behind him. So Shields and Pluck opted to go into the pit after completing their first lap. Simon Bishop sits a 2.5 back in third. Motorised Kiwi. No, that's Monkey Matt Smith down in P4 at the moment. So still a few guys haven't set a lap here yet around Autodrome GP here in Dubai. We're about 3 minutes into the session. We wait for some meaningful lap times.
Meaningful lap times. Now, Simon, mum's tuning in at home, obviously.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dad's tuning in.
Yep.
Explain to the mums and dads, okay, you're coming out, you've got cold tyres. Now, these guys are going to do a lot of laps, 25 laps. It's going to be hot out there. But when you're coming into qualifying, the first thing to do is warm them up, right?
Yeah, so you go out on your warm-up lap, you know, you swerve left and right, get on the brakes and get the temperature into the tyres by either friction from the tyres weaving all over the track, or by just heat generated from the braking. So we've seen in episodes before that Shields generally goes out there and does a lot of wheel work, tries to get the tyre really up to temperature before he goes and sets a lap. Some of these guys sort of do a 1-lap dash. They go out there, set a lap, come back in, and then repeat the process all over again.
So they just put reset, not like you can do that Chambay and Gisborne and Panorama.
Infinite amounts of tyres on the game.
You're halfway through the corkscrew and I'm done now.
Yeah.
Park it up. Back we go. So that's what we're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see those times increase. 1:55 right now, the fastest. Shields. Why is that? No surprise, because he has been the man to beat. He's run a bit of a clinic this year, but Matthew Pluck, like, while Shields has been so consistent, he's actually Matthew Pluck, the Kiwi's been just a weeny bit better.
Yeah, Pluck's been consistent. So if we actually have a look at his results all season. 2 third placings at Ruapuna, a win and a 4th at Juhai, 2 second placings at Fuji, a 6th and a 3rd at Sakito Circuit, which is based on Suzuka, then a 1st and a 2nd at Sportsland Sugo. We look at someone like Daniel Shields, who's arguably been the better driver, but it was
by far more first positions, but
yeah, totally. Ruapuna was his big blemish on there. Obviously, he had that disconnect in the second race there. Was looking like he was going to cruise home to victory, but you look at his sort of record from the season: 1st, 16th, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 3rd, 1st, 1st, 4th, 1st. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first placings across the season versus Pluck, who's had only 2 wins this season. So it's that DNF that sort of put Daniel Shields on the back foot. So for him, you'd have to say he's the favourite going into this round, if not going into the final round. But Matthew Pluck can sort of draw, I wouldn't say even, because Shields has got 5 wins to Pluck's 2. So Pluck can, if he gets 2 wins tonight, that'll help his cause in terms of getting on an even slate, but it'll even help him extend his championship lead. But I do think that Daniel Shields has obviously got that little bit of an edge, considering how many wins and podiums.
Now you look at his time, 155.74. The actual world record in the 488 GT3 is a 155.146. So the dude's killing it out on track, consistently. It is the 16th. He was almost like last year. We did so many cool things with project cars like karting, where you ran me off the track. But separate to that, still dark, Jordan Pena, he was really consistent in the championship. He's going to be joining us next week in the commentary booth, the winner of last year, the championship winner, to talk us through the final paces of Mount Panorama. Now, Daniel Shields has been very much like Jordan Pena, where he's just consistently key, and that's how you win a championship. So the 16th place really hurt him, but you can see in the timings, 155.7 up on your left-hand side of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, Shields is, he's been the one. So we know that those guys are the championship leaders, the ones that we're watching and we're hunting. But we come a bit further down, to where Sam Hunter is and Benjamin Crowe and Michael Robinson. It'd be great to see Michael Robinson bump his way up there. But right now, by the looks of it, he's actually got a penalty against his name, and so does Kyle Madden, which is not the best thing you want in qualifying. I'm not sure if that takes over to the race, does it, Simon?
No, not ideal. I think it's mostly just your lap that you're on gets aborted. I think an interesting thing to note is Monkey Matt Smith hasn't had a win this season, hasn't had a second placing, but he's been on the podium on 3 occasions this season. Has sort of been hovering around the top 5 all 6 rounds so far. He's only finished outside the top 5 on 1 occasion, so he's been Mr. Consistent in that regard. But a win would really go a long way for Matt Smith, I imagine, in terms of him trying to get the championship challenge underway. He's 228 points behind the leaders at the moment, so I guess for him, he wants to get 2 wins under his belt tonight, put himself into contention for next week, and have a shot of winning this championship, because we actually saw, I believe he competed in the first LPL event, the Gran Turismo one at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, I think he did. It's really weird with Matt. He hasn't got worse, but he hasn't got better.
He's been consistent, that's what I'm saying.
Very consistently. Yeah. And if you look over the scoreboards and who's got results and so forth, up the top, it's been very much just that. There's not one driver at the top echelon of the sport, or the motorsport, that's got consistently better. As you go a bit further down, one person I guess that has persistently got a bit better is your man, one of your favourites,
Simon Bishop. Great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, started off the season okay, was on the fringe of the top 5 there to start with, got a couple of top 5s and got a couple of podiums in the last couple of rounds, but unfortunately hasn't been able to quite crack the top and get a win. He's qualified P4 at the moment, as qualifying does come to an end. We just see these final few laps be completed, but the top 8 have opted to come into the pit lane, so they are done and dusted, and it looks like Daniel Shields is going to take pole position. We just wait for guys like Alistair Coopers and Hunter to come through. Shane T. Meng and Benjamin Crowe still out on track, but haven't set their final lap time.
Right, so that's qualifying complete. So we just give them time to finish the laps. It goes pretty fast, Simon. We're about to go racing 16 lapper race around Dubai. Shields, no surprise there. But one thing that the guys have brought up is as they come into pit lane, there's actually like a speed you've got to go, and the race penalises you. But a lot of people didn't know it's actually there's 2 sets of cones as you come into pit lane, and that's where they get measured from. So some of those red marks that you'd see will potentially be why they've got it. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, it is championship final. Penultimate round, Daniel Shields rounding out qualifying. He gets the jump. The two Australians, first and second, but the Kiwi sitting right there in third position.
Yeah, Matthew Pluck getting third there. He will probably not be too happy knowing that his two Aussie Trans-Tasman rivals are sitting on the front row ahead of him. Simon Bishop's done a good job to get up into P4 there, but he is some 2 seconds adrift of the top time. So the top three have really established themselves as the three to beat. Monkey Matt sitting there in P5. Damien Main picks up P6. Motorised Kiwi Michael Robinson in P7. Daniel Pinkham down in P8. Alistair Cooper's in P9. And Roy Oliver with the top 10 finishing order. We saw there actually a one-place grid penalty, it looks like there, for Kyle Madden, so I think we might be seeing Pluck actually get back up onto the front row. Roy Oliver gets a 2-place grid penalty as well, as does Dave Roberts. So Sam Hunter, he's in 11th, Benjamin Crow in P13, and Shane T Ming rounds out the order in 14th.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to go straight to the grid, and we're going to have a look at that right now on how it lays out. Daniel Shields sitting in only 0.2 of a second off the world record. That's pretty impressive as far as just jumping in and banking that for the whole of the globe.
Yeah, pretty good effort considering he's probably not had a lot of practice leading into this. We are just waiting for the race to sink, and we'll get things underway in a moment here at Autodrome GP in Dubai.
All right, so Shields sitting in first position. Pluck is the Kiwi. So we've got a Kiwi versus Australia. I get that right. Trans-Tasman. There we go, buddy. Trans-Tasman rival, and right behind him is Buddy. The two Brisbane boys, Kyle Madden sitting in third position, and they'll get their wish because the final is hosted in one of their hometown rounds, Mount Panorama, next weekend live out of Sky City. Here we go, Simon. You always love doing this. Take it away.
All right, the race gets underway here at Dubai. It looks like Shields has got a good jump, but they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. A really good jump from Pluck and Madden. Heading down into turn 1, Pluck thinks better of it, I think, and is he going to slot back behind? No, he's got his nose down the inside of Shields. This is an opportunity right here to take the lead, but Shields comes back across with the left-hander. We go into the big sweeping right-hander, turn 3. Pluck still side by side here with Shields. He's hanging him out wide. These two racing very cleanly at the moment. Can they make it through without drama? Yes. Good effort by those two. Pluck just holding on to the lead there, but Kyle Madden doing a great job there to hustle and hopefully take advantage of Shields just falling back there. So Pluck, having qualified third, got that penalty basically handed his way with Madden falling back down the order. Pluck starting on the front row and managing to get the whole shot over Shields. We now watch Monkey Matt. He's managed to maintain 4th overall. Motorised Kiwi in P5 there. Simon Bishop, unfortunately, he's fallen down the order into P8, but they've managed to go through the first set of corners without too much drama. But Shields dive bombing down the inside of Pluck into the hairpin. Pluck gives him a fair bit of room there. Can Shields stick it around the outside? Uses all the road he can possibly. Don't want to dip 2 wheels off the track there because you might be caught for exceeding track limits, but still they go side by side into another one of those hairpins there. These guys are racing hard on the opening lap here. It is only lap 1 of 16. If you're Kyle Madden, I think you're just hoping for these guys to probably have a bit of a bingo on their own and maybe slot through.
Oh, Kyle Madden just hanging back there. Shields takes a look, but and Kyle Madden just chucks it away as well. Contact as well. Monkey Matt now gets a little chop. Oh, but Kyle Madden, where does that come from? He comes back. Shields now in the lead. Pluck now in second. Monkey Matt and Kyle Madden is sitting in 4th position. Bit of an upstir there as you change over on commentary.
Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward one there. It looked like Shields and Pluck was side by side. Pluck just got out of sorts, all on his own, locked the rear brakes, and I think maybe Madden was just a little bit distracted by that. He locked up his rear brakes on his own as well, did a bit of a half spin there, and as he was recovering, went into the path of Monkey Matt. Now this has worked into Monkey Matt's favour a little bit. I do wonder about whether these two cars sitting in 3rd and 4th do have a bit of damage. They've fallen right back to the leaders, who have now stretched out to what is effectively a 1 second lead, 3 seconds back to Monkey Matt. So Shields taking advantage of an awkward moment there from Pluck, an unforced error on the opening lap here at Autodrome GP in Dubai, and that's handed the advantage straight back to Shields. Pluck drops back down into P2. Not too much reason for concern, I guess, at this point. It is only race 1, but this might help Shields get back on even terms with Pluck in the championship.
Well, you look further down the field, ladies and gentlemen, 7th position, New Zealand Simon Bishop, so not what he's going to be really liking. He's currently sitting quite high up in the championship ladder. He's sitting in 5th position, so this could push him back down to that bubble sort of scenario. 8th position, you've got, looks like Robinson and Damien Main definitely wanting to jump up as well. This is another guy that doesn't really want to do bad in this round, as New Zealand Simon Bishop now has a little look down the inside. New Zealand Simon Bishop wants to, Coopers is in front of him, obviously. These are the guys that don't want to be dropping down. He knows that he's got to be higher up in the order, otherwise the guys like Sam Hunter, Benjamin Crowe, Michael Robinson, they're all looking to get into SkyCITY Theatre next week here live. Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Was that Coopers or was that lap traffic?
I think that might be Madden. Oh, Madden's got a bit of a drama there. I think his internet connection is just maybe on the fritz a little bit. He was all over the road there for a moment, and I think, is he going to go into the pit lane just to drop himself out of this? I don't know. But yeah, that was a little bit awkward. Took out one of the polystyrene.
Maybe the dog came and jumped on him.
Yeah, so I think Madden, he's come into the pit lane for his first stop. Interesting to know. I think Motorised Kiwi, he was running up the order there, so he's in P5 at the moment, so that's really good for him in terms of his championship challenge, because he's now sitting down at P10 in the order. So for a guy like him, he wants to be finishing as high up the order as possible if he wants to get flown up to SkyCITY to compete in the final round of the championship. So here we look at Kyle Madden, looked like maybe having a few dramas with his internet connection, was all over the place there for a moment. That is the reality of sim racing though, isn't it? You know, these guys, they're racing in different parts of the world, as far south as Dunedin and as far north as Brisbane. So for these guys, you want to have pretty good internet connection, and unfortunately in Australia, they don't have the greatest internet connection. New Zealand's actually pretty privileged. Simon Bishop there, we were watching on board there, Motorised Kiwi, putting a bit of pressure on Michael Robinson, making a little bit of a mistake there, and that's allowed Bishop to get right onto the rear of Motorised Kiwi and maybe mount a challenge here. Motorised Kiwi's got that red marker against his name, so maybe he's sort of exceeded track limits, might have a penalty against his name coming up in the pit lane, might have to stay still for a few moments.
All right, so sitting in 4th position, Cooper's doing really well. That's definitely where he wants to be sitting. Unfortunate for Motorised Kiwi, sitting in 5th position, red next to his name, but thanks to Ola. If you don't know what Ola is, hey, check it out on your app store. Been riding with him a bit lately. New Zealand Simon Bishop, though, takes a look down the inside. Currently sitting in 6th position.
Motorised Kiwi doing a great job there to defend. Bishop is a pretty experienced head in terms of global sim racing. He's actually going over to Germany soon.
So that's Michael Robinson, did last year in Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship #1, sitting in front of Michael Robinson's Coopers. And then, surprisingly, someone that you haven't seen in 3rd position who definitely wants to do is Monkey Matt. So a few movers and shakers from the bottom of the pack, knowing that they need to deliver tonight.
Yeah, I think the biggest one at the moment is Madden. It looked like he was having a few issues there, dropped a lot of time, and has decided that he's just going to get out of the drama, drop off, and just get down into the pit lane and hopefully just avoid some of those dramas that he was encountering early on, sort of cutting your losses a little bit as we see another car, I believe, Benjamin Crowe coming into the pit lane now. He's sitting down at 13th, so out of contention at the moment, but it is Shields who currently leads by 1.1 seconds over Pluck. Pluck is your championship leader, Daniel Shields is second. For Kyle Madden, when you're 76 points behind, this is not what you want in terms of your championship challenge, because you want to be winning this race to close that margin to the leaders.
Yeah, and that's the championship fight. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, if you're just tuning in on Sky TV or on Twitch, welcome, hello. If you're on the Twitch one, get involved with our chat, put some money on there. Hello to Little Miss Potter and all the team. Now remember, we're just gospel. It's, you know, we're not tech experts. Simon's the track expert here. So, Simon Bishop takes the big dive down the outside. Motorised Kiwi, obviously Michael Robinson still defending that position.
Oh, great move there by Bishop. He's hung it around the outside, which has put him on the inside for the next corner. And he's already gapped Motorised Kiwi there. So a great move by Bishop to get up into P5, provisionally around P6 once we sort of see the order shuffle out. But
Dave Stone, how cool is it to see him up there in 4th position though? That's something that we don't see very often.
Yeah, Alistair Cooper's unfortunately sort of hasn't made a name for himself in this series much. A top 5 has sort of been there or thereabouts. We've seen glimpses of ability there from Alistair Cooper's, looking likely to get maybe a top 5 or even a podium, but his best performance today is a P6, and that was at the opening round in Ruapuna. So we can only hope for someone like him to get a really good result today.
Right. Undercut potentially, Monkey Matt.
Yeah, maybe just trying to get out of the way of some of those other cars and just sort of get some clear air. It'd be interesting to see what Monkey Matt does, because I noticed when Madden came in, it was a very short pit stop. Looked like he was maybe only taking front tyres. So we watch now, Matt Smith comes into the lane. Same again with him, just some tyres, maybe a little bit of fuel as well, and he's on his way. So keep an eye on where Matt Smith comes out in the order. If we can cut to Madden, it'd be interesting to see where he gets out in terms of relation to Matt Smith.
Cool to see Hunter and Pinkman sitting there. They kind of want a higher position than 7-8. There we go, Madsy.
So he's fallen behind Matt Smith. So Matt Smith has managed to come out ahead. So maybe some of those issues that Madden was dealing with just cost him that little bit too much time. But I imagine that'll probably put him about P4 in the order once everything has shaken out. Alistair Cooper's is some 13 seconds back of Shields and Pluck. So that means that probably once everything's shaken out, it'll be an order that sees maybe Shields ahead of Pluck, and then maybe Matt Smith.
Now, you say shaken out because I'm not a motorsport genie. So 16 laps across Dubai at this track, and they've got to do a compulsory pit stop. So what you're saying is a lot of these guys don't or haven't done a pit stop yet, so they're doing it early. Once they all do their pit stop, we'll see where it plays out, shakes out, so to speak, in Simon terms.
Yeah, it's basically a bit of a lottery in terms of the pits. For these guys, you can choose to either take tyres or fuel, or one or the other.
Right.
You can take both if you really want to.
Longer pits though, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. It all costs time at the end of the day. So for these guys, it's all about being as efficient as possible, getting into the pit lane as quickly as possible, getting through it, and getting your stop done in as short amount of time as possible. So
now Alistair Cooper's doing an epic game here on Simon Bishop, just trying to block swings off so he doesn't get the slipstream swings over again. There you go, slipstreaming down the front straight is what Simon Bishop was trying to do, but Simon just doesn't deliver the goods down there. Oh, takes a sneaky look. Will he do it under the brakes down the inside? Has a look. Can Coopers defend? Doesn't go for the block. Takes it on the inside, up and over the curve, but manages to cut back. Coopers delivering. Simon Bishop just not getting there off the front straight through the what would you call that? The S's, the chicane?
yeah, the S's through there in turn 2 and 3. This is quite a tricky part of the section. It's sort of one line only unless you can actually get side by side with these guys. Lots of room to play with. It's not like Ruapuna where we started, where there was sort of only 1 or 2 car widths possible. Lots of space to play with. This circuit was originally designed with hopes of hosting a Formula 1 Grand Prix, so you can understand why there are so many fast and flying corners. Lots of banks corners as well. Simon Bishop slips down the inside of Coopers. Coopers made that way too easy for the Dunedin man. Now Coopers has fallen back into the clutches of motorised Kiwi. So can Michael Robinson make something of this?
Has a look
send it down the inside. Coopers, what are you doing, mate? Shut the door.
Which you're allowed to do, of course. Tries to keep it up on the inside. He's going to take another look to the left to block Michael Robinson here. And that manages to do the job. Robinson now takes a quick little look on the left-hand side. Simon Bishop, the pressure is going to be on him right now, but it's the battle between Coopers and motorised crew with Michael Robinson 4th and 5th position. On the left-hand side of his screen, you can actually see Robinson has some sort of penalty. So whether that was cutting the track, which was a potential, so you cut over those curbs, it's actually quite realistic. The judicials will look at that in a normal race scenario. He takes a look on the outside now. He's going to try to go for the undercut. Has a look here. Doesn't favour him, so they thin back out in single file formation. 16 laps across this track, as I was saying before, and you get the pole, the undercut, the pit stop, and then it's all about consistency. 157.113 currently is the consistent lap by Daniel Shields. Now he did set a 155 in qualifying, so he's got clean air out there. So I don't know, why he's not setting that flying lap sort of speed that he was. He's 2 seconds slower than his qualifying run.
Probably because he's not using the tyres as much, and also probably has a lot more fuel on board. If you add more weight to your car, you're going to go that a little bit slower. So for Shields, he's currently running at a pace of around a low 1 minute 50, 1 minute 57, I should say. Interesting to note that Pluck is 2.5 seconds back down in P2 there. Simon Bishop, 18 seconds adrift. So the top 3, in terms of the championship standings, they're all a little bit far out at the moment because Madden has made his first pit stop. Shields is second and Shields is in the lead and Pluck is second. Bishop down there in P3, 18 seconds adrift. We sort of wait and see when Shields comes into the pit lane. Obviously being the leader at the moment doesn't really need to come in.
No, he doesn't need to come in, but he doesn't need to go fast. But he's still using every inch of the racetrack. If you watch him, like he swings nice and wide, cuts over to the left-hand side, really articulate in his driving, but not putting the heat in these tires. Here you go, nice and wide again, comes in on the end of their apex. So beautiful driving by Shields, and that's why he has been doing so well. A bit of a double apex on that corner, and really nice undulations in this track as well. Like you say, there's a couple of tracks in New Zealand like that. You get it on the corkscrew at Hampton Downs, you get it on the inner of Rapuna, but there's not a lot. Someone really needs to think outside the box and build some sort of spectacular hilly, you know, like Spa or something just cool with lots of different embankments.
My favourite at the moment in terms of new circuits, because new circuits don't often come around that often, is actually Circuit of the Americas. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've been there. It's an amazing track. We talked about this last week, I think. Turn 1. You don't see it in camera as Motorised Kiwi takes a look down the inside on Cooper's. Again, beautiful little battle consistently going on this lap 7 of 16. So this is the front straight of Circuit of Americas. Well, that actually then you just look straight up. And it's a huge hill, and you know you walk that 4 times for the X Games. I'm going back to 2014. She's a bit of a hike here. Motorised Kiwi now takes a look down the inside again on Cooper's. Will he get the pass on the front straight? He got the slipstream, he manages to, but Cooper's, all he's got to do is close the book, keeps it on the inside, knowing that it's a left-hander coming through there. Cooper is doing a really good job. Dave Stone, well done, is his gamer name, I should say.
A good effort from Cooper's, considering how easy he sort of made it for Simon Bishop to get by. He's done a good job. Perhaps learned from his mistakes and is sort of just closing the door that little bit more often on Motorised Kiwi. Michael Robinson not able to find a way through over these last couple of laps. It is lap 8 of 16 here, so we have hit halfway in Dubai. But yeah, that Circuit of the Americas, I'm a big fan of that because you go up, steep into turn 1, and then you have that big downhill section. Yep. You've got the big S's, a bit like Maggots and Beckett's at Silverstone. You got that double apex left-hander, then you go downhill again into another hairpin, and you've got that really long straight to play with, and then the big windy bits.
I think it was like, it was an astronomical amount to build, like $300 million.
It's like 23 corners or something.
Something like that. You know, you look at something like Hampton Downs, and I think it was 25 million all up. So, there's a big difference in the amount of infrastructure that goes in, but I don't think the economy sort of supports that right now. On board with Monkey Matt, so we go further down to that. I guess with the heat in the pack, there's a bit of a battle going on there. Monkey Matt, and he's been chased down by Kyle Madden. So Kyle Madden needs to really, you know, do the business, and so does Michael Robinson. You know, well, more Michael Robinson than Kyle Madden. Michael Robinson's really not in a strong position. So currently sitting in 9th or 10th, I think it is, 44 points down from the bubble. There you go, Madsy looking in on the chase of Monkey Matt coming through. Now this guy's been consistent the whole year. He's from Australia, so of course we're not gonna vie for him. Well, I'm not, because I'm gonna vie for Pluck. Okay, so we're what? We're halfway in. So you're halfway in. Put your money on the table, Simon.
Well, I want Madsy to do well because this is effectively your battle for 3rd at the moment. Madsy is unfortunately 76 points back of the lead. I'd love for Madsy to win this race, but I'm not sure that he's going to do it. We see Motorised Kiwi, Kyle Madden. Motorised Kiwi is just fallen back of him because he's made a pit stop, as has Hunter, Damien Main, and a few of the other guys there as well. So a few pit stops taking place at the moment, but this is essentially your battle for 3rd. Simon Bishop has still not made his pit stop. Neither has Cooper's. So 5th and 6th at the moment. The other first guys who have made a pit stop, Shields and Pluck, still need to come in as well. So I'm hoping that Madden can get past Monkey Matt, but I'd also like to see Monkey Matt get a good result too. But unfortunately, I think with the way that this race is going, these guys are sort of holding each other up at the moment. Unless something drastic happens for Shields and Pluck, I imagine that's going to be the way it stays.
Was that contact there? A bit of a hello from Kyle Madden. Bit of a bump and grind. Robbins Racing. So we talk about tracks. What's going on? Obviously, we're in the Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship. This is the penultimate round. A bit later, obviously, in the round. Here we go. Kyle Madden taking the look on the inside. Is there going to be a block here? There should be. Swoops on in. Bit of contact potentially there. Does he get the job done?
Oh, hangs around the outside. There's a bit of contact there. Monkey Matt gets a little bit loose as Kyle Madden tries to round him up around the outside. Oh, a bit of a dicey move there, and gets a little bit loose for his troubles.
Now you got to, these guys, you know, for those tuning in, they take this really seriously. Like, they treat this as if they're in their own 488 GT3. They talk about the rules consistently and what rules LPL has set within this structure. Oh, here we go. Monkey Matt might get another little look down. Kyle Madden just really late on the brakes in that corner. Hits the last apex though. So these guys are passionate about what they're doing right now. There you go. There's the pit entry, and quite simply, if there's lots of contact, they'll voice up about it. They'll protest about it.
Yeah, if there's a move that they think is a little bit too dicey, sort of unsportsmanlike, they can technically go up to race control and be like, yo, what's the dealio? I want to check with that and watch the replays and see whether that was justified or not. They have a race scrutineer or a DSO, a driving standards official, who will look at that and decide whether or not there was someone at fault. And it looks like Madden's made a bit of a mistake there down at turn 2.
Hands it back to Monkey Matt. Coopers goes in for his pit. Really quick though, in and out, sitting in 7th position. Very quick pit stop there by Alistair Coopers, which will help him. So he's definitely one that's kind of delivering. He's sitting on that threshold. So Alistair Cooper's doing very well to do a very quick pit, and Kyle Madden having this battle right now between Monkey Matt, and you can see they're sitting in 4th and 5th position. Monkey Matt, he's really trying to hold on. You know, he's been consistent. He's sitting behind Kyle Madden in the championship right now. So Simon's just trying to hold it on, right? Sorry, Matt Smith's just trying to hold it on. Getting me all confused with third.
Yeah, I think this is essentially just a hope and pray to stay ahead for someone like Matt Smith. Kyle Madden obviously is quicker at the moment. We've already seen he's managed to get right onto the rear of Monkey Matt, basically, as soon as he made that little bit of a mistake there. So Madden currently sitting down in P5 there, Monkey Matt in P4. Simon Bishop is P3, but still needs to make his pit stop as this pluck and shield. So this is effectively your battle for third on the road. Madden still mounting a big challenge against Matt Smith. Can he get that position back? We saw he made a good pass, maybe a little bit dicey in terms of the contact that he made with him, but still managed to get by as Matt Smith gets a little bit loose on corner entry there. Makes the apex though, and it looks like he might be able to hold on for one more lap. There are only 5 laps to go in this race here at Autodrome GP in Dubai. Can Kyle Madden get by? I think it's only a matter of time. But he doesn't need to be too aggressive. You can see that he's getting really good exit on corner entry as well.
Here we go for the slipstream. Kyle Madden looks to the Ferrari 488, pops out, doesn't really get it, has another look. Here we go.
Whoa, that was so close. Nearly a bit of contact there between Matt Smith and Kyle Madden. Madden swings all the way to the left of the circuit, tries to get a good run on Matt Smith, but you won't be able to pass through there. It's a quick left-hander into another right-hander here at turn 3. Passing opportunity potentially up through this next sequence of corners, but it is so easy through these S's to just block and close the door on your competition. So Madden's still trying to find a way through. Just needs to be patient, not to press the issue too hard too soon. He's still got 5 laps to play with, and Monkey Matt looks like a man who is under pressure.
All right, coming up to nearly the front straight again. 16 laps down to the final nitty-gritty of it. This is the penultimate round, which means some of these guys are going to come through to here where we are right now inside SkyCITY, and they will be live. And you can come along too. You can have a night out at the casino and you can lay the wagers down. But before you do that, you can check out the racing, this type of racing, live on stage. Kyle Madden pressuring him. Some epic slidiness going on, those big rumble strips, the big cornering.
Yeah, they're using a lot of the road, using more than what you would usually use, and it's working to good effect for Kyle Madden, because he's able to open up the corner and sort of use a little bit more momentum than what you would if you weren't using them. Now that's put Monkey Matt into an awkward position because he's had to go really shallow there. He's managed to hold on though. Kyle Madden also getting hung out wide, so this is some great driving here, a good battle for what is effectively third on the road now as Simon Bishop comes in for his first and final pit stop. We'll keep an eye on these two though, because I imagine we're going to see Bishop get past in the pit lane any moment now.
Yep.
They cross the line.
Has Shields pitted?
No, Shields and Pluck have still stayed out on track, so they still need to pit. So we see now, Monkey Matt and Simon Bishop, and Kyle Madden get by Simon Bishop.
So these guys are our championship right now, our round leaders.
No, because I think the margin, look, if you see there, 50 seconds between Matt Smith and Shields at the moment, and a pit stop.
Holy moly.
A pit stop is only going to take you maybe 30 seconds, 35 seconds. So,
right. So that's on the left-hand side of the screen from a spectator point of view of Daniel Shields is on lap 12. Pluck's doing not too bad, 5 seconds, but Pluck hasn't pitted either. So 50 seconds, and how long did you say pit stop's going to take?
35-ish seconds.
35-ish. Right, big breaks there from Monkey Matt.
Kyle Madden just getting caught out a little bit there. I don't think he was expecting Monkey Matt to break that early.
See that in drifting sometimes.
Yeah. You see Kyle Madden just sort of taking evasive action there. Bit awkward. But Shields has finally come into the pit lane now, so that will give Pluck the lead of this race. Shields making his way into the pit stop. We'll see. We've seen in the past that he's made mistakes previously when it comes to his pit stops, whether he's taken too many tyres or too much fuel. It's cost him a lot of time. We'll see now, relatively quick pit stop. He will come out. We'll see where he comes out in relation to Madden and Matt Smith. It looks like Madden has actually managed to get past Monkey Matt. Unfortunately, we've missed that while watching Shields in the pit lane. Give it a moment. We're second and third, nowhere in sight, so Shields has got a mammoth lead.
Absolutely dominates
over Madden.
Mammoth lead. Did you just punt it? No. Very well done. No. Well, if it's a job worth doing, it's worth smashing.
I'm a big fan of mammoth. Like the 45-gram protein ones. Really good if you want to hit the gym. Really good.
You said it with such a serious face too.
Smash one back afterwards. It's great. I love it. No, it's good. It's good stuff.
All right. Yeah. You've got a bigger son. You're a young guy, and I must admit, I'm gonna
back it on the back.
I'm gonna leave it right there, right? Because the yarns are gonna start again.
Well, we'll focus on something else entirely now, because Kyle Madden is actually having the pressure put back on him from Monkey Matt. Monkey Matt got a really good run there on Kyle Madden, but it looks like Madden has managed to make the most of his opportunity to get by Monkey Matt. Can he establish a lead over Monkey Matt and try and maybe catch up to Shields? I don't think so at the moment, because there's the best part of 15 seconds between these guys, second to third.
All right, 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning in on Twitch, join in on the conversation. Last week it was all about the puns, apparently, and the banter. This week it is somewhat serious, because it is the penultimate round, and 8 championship contenders will go out as there's a bit of understeer, a bit of oversteer. Monkey Matt really trying to hold on to it and put it to Kyle Madden at the moment. Kyle Madden, though, this has been the battle of the round, as Matthew Plucker now takes his pit stop, and he was sitting in first position. Further down the table, you need to see guys like Daniel Pinkman and that really jump back up, because they are the ones kind of sitting on that threshold of the 8th and 9th position. Back on board with Monkey Matt, bit of a gap extended there between himself and Kyle Madden. So we have Daniel Pinkman, obviously, he's done a bit of racing out there. Sam Hunter, Benjamin Crow, those are the guys. Benny, where is it? He's sitting in 12th position at the moment, so 11th and 12th, they're on the cusp of not coming next weekend. So the pressure's really on these guys, and they're sitting a minute 10 behind the leader at the moment, Daniel Shields. But to be honest, Daniel Shields is not human. He's he's almost like just plugs the computer in and goes racing.
Yeah, bit of an alien at the moment. So he's managed to come out 5 seconds ahead of Pluck, so that's a really good margin for him. Madden, 25 seconds, back of the lead. Monkey Matt made a bit of a mistake there, I think, and has just dropped back off the rear of that battle for third there. Simon Bishop still maintaining P5. Alistair Cooper's has done a good job to maintain 6th on the road. He currently sits 7th in the championship, but the real interesting one there, Motorised Kiwi, P7. He's currently 10th in the championship.
Even Damien Main, Sam Hunter, and also Dave Roberts, like Dave Roberts sitting in 10th right now. He really needs a strong result to get up into that bubble.
Well, here's an interesting battle now. We've got Coopers coming under pressure from Motorised Kiwi. This could be really telling in terms of the championship chase. If he can get past Coopers, this could propel him into the top 8. Will it demote Sam Hunter? Quite possibly, because Hunter is outside the top 8 as it stands in this race. He's only 9th at the moment. All
right, Motorised Kiwi, Michael Robinson, you saw on Project Cars Championship 1. currently sitting further down in 10th position at the moment, is it? Or is it 7th position there? 7th position, GT3.
I believe that's 7.
Yeah.
Motorised Kiwi.
Cooper's sitting before him. So some good little battles here from Dubai Autodrome GP. If you guys want to get into this, you can get down to your local store, pick up Project Cars. There's lots of different sim racing car games out there, and you know there's different series around the globe. This is the one for New Zealand, Project Cars 2, the championship, and there's already rumours of some massive changes for next year, which is always cool to mix it up. Yes, but I'm not. We can't say because we'll get fired. So. And everything we say is just Simon's house of lies. As we said,
I thought it was Brendan's house of lies.
No, definitely not. So don't believe anything we say. It's all gospel. Next week you actually have on-stage presenters. We'll be the guys in the back room just talking gospel about the race. Well, they don't let us out. They keep us in a little box. Here we go. Daniel Shields, first position. He has really been the doctor of the Project Cars Championship. Pluck sitting in second position though. So, you know, so many consistent results from Shields, but just that one disconnect at Ruapuna let him down.
That one blemish on his record, unfortunately, blighting what has been a really good run.
What's the Fast and Furious quote from Fast and Furious 1? You know, where they're on the line and it doesn't matter if you...
Doesn't matter if you're first or last.
Yeah,
what?
winning's winning. Something like that.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
There we go, Fast and Furious. Monica! Oh boy. 15 laps out of 16. 230k. Stop laughing because we're actually live on Sky TV and on Twitch. All right, get it together, Simon. Daniel Shields on board. Lots of penalties there on the left-hand side of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Monkey Matt still holding on to it. The battle still between 6th and 7th with Coopers and Motorised Kiwi going on. Damien Main, Sam Hunter, Michael Robinson. Further down the field there, those guys really have to step it up. 2 laps to go. Look at the timings on your right-hand side of the screen of that bracket. Lap 16 for Shields. So he is pretty much on his last lap, but then the 7-second gap between him and Pluck, 27 seconds between him and Kyle Madden. So the Australian hasn't really delivered the goods, the second Australian. He's the bridesmaid of the Australians tonight. Monkey Map 31, but the huge gap further on down the field. And Shane T-Mang, what are you doing? 1 minute 53, go back, sit in the sim. Whether we will see him is another thing next week. Shane T-Mang.
Nowhere.
Better luck next year, buddy. That's all good. Someone's got to come down the bottom, right?
See you later.
Yep. How do you quote that one for a pun?
Don't know.
Get on blank. Oh, good. All right, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, get on our Facebook page. You can win yourself a drive of a Huracan. When you hear that on TV, sometimes it's like, you know, I'm not going to.
You ever been for a ride on one?
Get on right. No, I haven't.
They're good.
Yeah. There's actually, you have?
Yeah.
Like driven or
driven, yeah.
You've driven one?
I've driven one.
Oh, so I need to hang around in better circles, clearly.
Yeah, so grippy. Like driving one of those at Hampton Downs is so cool. Yeah, like fast as.
Extremely jealous right now. There you go. You can be jealous like me, or you can just enter the competition and be like Simon and actually drive one. Simple as that. If you come next week, SkyCITY Theatre, I think it's like $10 to get in, but if you're getting on Twitch, you could bribe Little Miss Potter right now to try to get some tickets out of her. And that will be the final. And there will actually be a Huracan live at the final.
I'm going to drive it.
I don't know how you're going to drive it off the stage because it's in a theatre, but if you can,
I'm going to drive it.
Even if you just...
I'm going to find a way, I'm going to find the keys, and I'm going to drive it.
I will give you a drive of my GT86. Yes, I know it's lap 16 and we should be watching Daniel Shields, but if you do a skid on the stage, we... Done. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end. Race complete for Daniel Shields, Dubai Autodrome, 16 laps, the championship do or die, and Daniel Shields take it out. Matthew Pluck, well done for Matthew Pluck, good result for him.
Yeah, our championship leader picks up another second placing, that's the second in a row. Got one at the last race at Sportsland Sugo, but it looks like Kyle Madden, our man in P3 in the championship, is going to pick up another P3. Good result considering he was 6th at the last race at Sportsland Sugo. Monkey Matt Smith has just fallen off the radar a little bit. He's some 5 seconds adrift there in P4. Simon Bishop will come home in a comfortable P5. Alistair Cooper still battling there with motorised Kiwi.
Now this is as far as the championship goes, this is the surprise tonight. The surprise battle still going, ladies and gentlemen. Over the final, Blocks and motorised Kiwi would not be happy about that. And I can guarantee we're going to see something on that. Awesome few little battles from these guys. So that was, I guess, the standout tonight outside of the championship table. Those are the guys that do need to deliver to get up into that one. But the man it's all been about has been Daniel Shields. This man on screen right now. We need to come up with some new ones. I keep saying the doctor, he's ran the clinic, so over the advert break we can come up with some different ones for that. And we're still rounding out this race at the moment. Further down the field, Michael Robinson, Daniel Pinkman, the Lemons winner. Further down there, I'm really interested to know what motorised Kiwi will get for in that 7th position for the red flag next to his name.
We'll hopefully see the results come up in a moment, whether or not he gets a penalty. I don't think it's going to impact on his result too much, but I think if he maintains 7th, he could potentially move up the order, because Daniel Pinkham was only 11th.
Look,
Rd6, where's Sam Hunter? So Sam Hunter was only 9th, so he's finished 2 places ahead of those guys, done a really good job there. So he could leapfrog from 10th into the top 8. So Daniel Shields is your race winner. In race 1, motorised Kiwi only got a 1-second penalty, so that's not too bad for his hopes. He maintained 7th there. Matthew Pluck comes home a comfortable P2 there. He'll be hoping to find some more pace in race 2 tonight. THR Madzi AU, shout out to THR, the Esports group. Your man, Kyle Madden, finishes P3. Monkey Matt Smith at P4. Simon Bishop rounds out your top 5.
Top 5 in 6th position, Alistair Cooper and motorised Kiwi. Those are the ones that were really cool to watch tonight, because they are the ones that needed to deliver. Everyone further down this field needs to deliver. Sam Hunter sitting in 9th position. Dave Roberts, he'll be vying for a better race result in 10th position for race number 2 tonight. We go further down the grid. We look at 11th. Daniel Pinkman won't be happy about that, but nonetheless, it's points on the board. Benny, that's a real disappointing result for him. Benny's sitting really on the bubble. He's sitting in 9th position, I think it is, so he needs to deliver in race number 2. Roy Oliver and Shane T. Meng, unfortunately for those lads, no surprise there. They are sitting a bit further down. Alistair Cooper's doing so good, same with motorised Kiwi. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is your race 2 results for championship round before, well, the penultimate round here live out of Sky City. We're going to have a mammoth, take a break, have a 15-minute break. No, just joking. We'll be back very shortly. Stand by. We're going racing again at Dubai Autodrome. We'll see you shortly.
The Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship is proudly brought to you in association with Mammoth. Crush any task.
Like us, you're passionate about cars. At Star Insurance Specialist, we create custom policies for Kiwis with exceptional vehicles. If you own a vintage, classic, performance, project or prestige car, your needs don't fit neatly into a box. We think special and unique cars deserve special and unique insurance. We don't let robots determine policy or price. Get on the road with a custom policy from Star Insurance Specialists. Go to starinsure.co.nz today.
Need a ride? Thanks to All Out and Let's Play Live, we are hooking you up. Simply download the All Out app and type in the code Let's Ride to get your first ride free. T's and C's apply.
G'day, I'm Sam, and here at driven.co.nz, we've got a nifty toolbox to help make buying and selling a car easier. Selling, but not sure what price to put on it? Our car value calculator will give you a really good starting point. If you're buying a new car, our cost to run tool will give you a rough estimate of what the car will cost you each year to run. We can also tell you the best time to sell so you get the sweetest possible return. Check out the toolbox at driven.co.nz.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship. It's all about Ola, that's right. Hey, download this app, it's pretty epic. You use the coupon code Let's Ride, and I went for a ride last week and it cost me like $13 to get across Auckland, so it's pretty cheap. Same drivers, same cars, same cabs, same fares, but cheaper and better, and they actually care about you, you know. It's quite a cool little yarn I had with the riders, so download the Ola app. If you're just tuning in, my name is Brendan White and I'm joined by the brains, Simon Chapman. Yes, that is Simon, and hello to his mum and dad again.
Hi, Mum. Hi there.
If you're tuning in, pretty cool racing, lots of cool little battles in race 1, Dubai.
Yeah, we saw a good battle there for P3 between Monkey Matt and Kyle Madden. This is our tournament ladder that we were looking at, and Daniel Shields has actually moved into the championship lead now. He's demoted Matthew Pluck down to second there, just 8 points between them. Kyle Madden now 100 points back. Real interesting to notice there that Monkey Matt hasn't really moved much. He was 228 points back, but now he's 264. So Madden, who was at a 76-point deficit, is now 100 points back. So that championship battle there is really falling the way of Daniel Shields, the man who we sort of, I guess, indicated from the start of the season was going to be the man to beat.
Yeah, look, you look at Simon Bishop, you look at Knoxide, there's not a lot of results here, but Cooper's, I like to see Cooper's how he's actually jumped, hasn't he?
I'm not sure.
Dave Stone.
I think
no, he's still sitting there. BMW Dan. Now, BMW Dan obviously is Daniel Pinkman, still sitting on the on that threshold. Now he is not happy with Michael Robinson's motorised Kiwi. Apparently there's a bit of biffing and throwing there.
This is going to be the decider in this next race, I think, because look at that, 8th, 9th and 10th. There's 8 points between them. Rotax Howler and motorised Kiwi are only 8 points and 4 points, respectively, behind 8th overall. So I think in terms of what we've got to watch in this next race, it's whether or not motorised Kiwi, Rotax Howler, Sam Hunter, whether those guys can get ahead of Pinkham. So Pinkham basically just has to finish ahead. That's all he needs to do.
So could Alistair Cooper's still drop down into below, or it's pretty much 896, 916? You're still there, right? He could still potentially, like if he bombs out, just doesn't start this race or first lap crashes.
Yeah, totally. If he was way down the order, possibly, but you know that will require him finishing probably about 14th or 15th.
So 9th, 10th, 11th position, they've still, maybe 12th, still got that chance to potentially get in the top 8. It really does. Dude, this is championship, week number 6? And we're into the last race, and it's that close. How cool is that in the racing? So, look, the boys are, I think, already out on the track qualifying at the moment. But yes, they are. Look at that. They're already out qualifying. They're already setting scores. 158 by Hunter of all people, sitting out there. We're on board with Monkey Matt at the moment. Dubai again, you know, it's brought to you by obviously Make It Mammoth. You know, our mammoths. Get on our Facebook page and do that. We're at Sportsland at the moment, Dubai. And, you know, qualifying, we're seeing, obviously Shields, you know, he's not in there just yet.
No, Shields just biding his time, I think, at the moment. You know, the session's only just started. There's 5 minutes to go here as the sun sets on Dubai GP. Cool little circuit. We saw that first little section there is really good in terms of maintaining speed there, and overtaking is tricky, but it does open up as the lap goes on. There's a lot of camber through some of these corners, which is pretty cool considering we are in the middle of the desert. So Shields currently the man who's decided to go straight to the top of the timesheets with a 155.840. Pluck is P2, 7 tenths behind, and Monkey Matt is now P3. So we wait now for Madden to set his first lap time. He's still sitting in the pit lane.
155.84 by Shields, and it's pretty much a mimic of what he did. It was a bit slower, I think, from qualifying on the first race. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, 155.146 is the world record in a 488. So out of everyone in the world, he's 0.6 of a second off, or whatever it is. You know, it's minimal margins. Pluck, obviously the Kiwi sitting in pit at the moment, so what they're doing is getting some heat in the tyres, doing a flying lap, resetting straight back into the pit. There's only 4 minutes remaining, and in a 1 minute 55, basically what you're seeing now is those guys are going to go straight back in the pit. They're going to come straight back out. Simon Bishop just did it, warm up the tyres and do a flying lap. You're going to get one flying lap left out of qualifying right now. No surprises there. Hunter is probably the surprise for me, sitting up in fifth in qualifying. As Simon chats on Facebook to the drivers. Little chin wag there. So
we're seeing with Madden, didn't he have an issue with his wheel? You were saying before during the ad break, his wheel was stuck at 45 degrees.
Yes, I'm not sure. It was Kyle Madden, and not only that, there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on between Daniel Pinkham and Michael Robinson. Potentially, one of them feels that the other guy took him out. As Daniel Pinkman sees on the screen now, locks it up down the front straight. How cool would it be to see a 488 drift car? I think Daigo Saito from Japan's top driver, actually built one of these into a drift car.
That'd be so rad.
Very expensive drift car. Daniel Pinkman actually won Lemons, 24-hour Lemons 1 year, so he's got a bit of racing experience under his back. Sam Hunter doing pretty good, but unfortunately is qualifying for Daniel Pinkman, sitting in 10th position right now for qualifying. Not as good. Cooper's sitting in 9th position. Bit of a surprise there after a really good first race for Cooper's in qualifying. Move up onto the table though, as you can see, Hunter drops down, Damien Main jumps up to 5th position now. Not huge variances. Oh, Sam Hunter, as I was just promoting him before. Not sure if he'll get another flying lap on that. He currently sits in 6th position. A few of these guys on their flying lap, Simon, they'll be banking their last times as they come through here. I'm not sure there'll be enough time to actually reset, get back to pit and do another flying lap.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Madden. He's down there in 14th at the moment. Hasn't set a lap time yet. There's only 2 minutes to go now. We'll see if we can catch him on track.
That is going to be a huge upset for Madden if something happens.
Yeah, you'd have to wonder what the issue is there for him. Maybe he's still struggling with those wheel issues. No, see, he's managed to make it out on track, but we haven't seen a representative lap time come out from him yet. So we wait for him to set a lap time here around Autodrome GP in Dubai. Perhaps this is his first lap time.
Don't really think like he's really flying with his wheel problems, but it doesn't look like it's a flying lap to him. Doesn't look like it's pushing. But here you go, Oliver and Benny in pits now, so they won't get another flying lap. There's not enough time on the board for them to do that. 1 minute 23. Kyle Madden, does this look like a flying lap to you, Simon?
Hard to say at the moment. There is only a minute left to go now. He's following another car, and I imagine he's just about to come up to the final couple of corners here. We'll see in a moment what his first lap time is around the track. Yeah, he might struggle to get in here. He's only got a minute left.
Well, he's got to just bank a score, right? Or does he just get put at the back of the grid?
Well,
bank a time, I should say.
You want to get a lap done and then hopefully have enough time to complete another lap. He'll have a minute and a bit to complete it. So this will be his only opportunity to complete a lap. So Michael Robinson is now in P7, Hunter in P6. So that's really interesting in terms of how the championship will shake out. We now watch for Madden. What sort of lap time can he do? This will be his first and only flying lap, it looks like. What can he do? Madden, wow, a 2:01.946. So, with only 23 seconds remaining, he is plumb last in the order at the moment. And once the checkered flag comes out,
this isn't a reverse championship grid race, dude. Like, that is huge championship implications. That's going to give Monkey Matt, Simon Bishop, Damien Main all a huge jump on him, potentially in the championship. Now, while that's a story in itself, obviously the story tonight is about who's coming to Sky City next week to party with us, because it is the final. The winner is going to be shouting drinks for everybody at the bar. Well, maybe me and you, Simon, but we're locked in a box the whole night, so we're going to deserve it. But yes, it is the Sam Hunter, Benjamin Crane, Michael Robinson, Dave Roberts. Those are the guys that really need to deliver this race. Daniel Pinkman, Sam Hunter, Benjamin Crane, Michael Robinson. Yeah, Pinkman, it's a big one, dude. He's down in the order. Same with Dave Stone. Dave Stone's down where he should, they're both on that bubble. They need to deliver. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is qualifying complete here for the Let's Play Live Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship. We're just rounding it out. I don't think Kyle Madden's going to get enough of a flying lap. 58 seconds to go. If he is out on track, I'm not sure if he is. He's not on pit, so he is still trying to do a flying lap. Hopefully, Monkey Matt's still trying to do a flying lap as well. Are they going to be able to close it out before qualifying finishes? Monkey Matt currently sitting in 3rd position, so he's not really got a lot to worry about at the moment. Nothing in the driver's chat box really right now from Kyle Madden, though, as Monkey Matt goes off track, so that'll be him done for qualifying. He won't be worrying about that. 28 seconds to go in qualifying. Was that Kyle Madden that I just saw fly past him? No idea. Simon Bishop maybe. Yeah, New Zealand Simon Bishop. So where is Kyle Madden? Third. Jumps up to third position. There you go. He did get his flying lap. That was Kyle Madden. I saw right next to him. 156.654 championship. Still right on par for Kyle Madden. Pluck is our New Zealand hope, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying session over here from the Let's Play Live studios. How's it round out, Simon?
That's crazy from Kyle Madden to put in a last lap effort there to get up into P3 there. Daniel Shields locking himself into pole position once more with a 155.344. Not too far off the world record lap time there. 1 second ahead of Matthew Pluck. So that's a mammoth lead there over Matthew Pluck. Kyle Madden comes in at P3. Monkey Matt, another commendable P4, and Simon Bishop in P5 there. I think this is identical in terms of the running order of race 1 for qualifying. Damien Main picks up P6. Sam Hunter P7, motorised Kiwi crucially in P8 there. Roy Oliver at P9.
He jumped up. He has jumped up. Roy Oliver does well, and Alistair Cooper's not so well. We go further down the field. 14th position. Oh, no, I jumped here. Daniel Pinkman won't be liking that result. He really needs to deliver this race. It is the do-or-die race. Benny sitting in 12th position, followed by Shane T. Mang and Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts definitely not going to be very happy about that. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. This has to be delivered. It is the championship decider for the Let's Play Live Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship. I don't know how many times I've said that, but we will go racing. Will we look at the grid first? Shields, Kiwi versus Australia on the front of the grid.
Shields, your man, lining up on pole position alongside Pluck. Kyle Madden will need to make some inroads if he wants to have a shot at this championship, but it looks like it's going to be a trans-Tasman battle down to the final weekend at Mount Panorama. Pluck versus Shields. Shields has just managed to usurp Pluck in the championship standings. He's only ahead by a fraction of a point, but Shields, what can he do from pole position here? Look for motorised Kiwi and Sam Hunter. Those guys are neck and neck in the championship, and we look to see how that all plays out. But here we go. We're going to go racing. The lights go out. Shields gets a good start from pole position, but Pluck, P2 gets a good getaway, and it looks like Madden's going to slot into P3 there, but can he challenge these guys going into turn 1? Monkey Matt watches on in P4 I should say, sorry, as Shields takes the whole shot into turn 1. Madden trying to get around the outside of Pluck here, and it looks like he might be able to displace Pluck for second, but while that's happening, Shields is managing to get away and has already established a healthy lead here, just a few corners into the race here. Pluck maintaining P2, Madden putting in a good battle here to try and get another position. Shields, some 4 or 5 car lengths ahead already.
All right, some good battles going on there. New Zealand Simon Bishop right there behind Monkey Mac, vying for it, hunting him down. Everybody knowing that this is so important. The nerves of these guys from 14 races, Australia and New Zealand, that cusp, that bubble, those are the guys a bit further down the field. You're talking Rd6, Sam Hunter, Benjamin Crave, Michael Robinson, and the guys above that, Daniel Pinkman, Alistair Coopers, all of these guys have to deliver this race. This is the one, as someone veers off track there. That's it. It's all that time in the simulator's done. You're not going home, you're already home, but you're not coming to Sky City Theatre. Monkey Matt now getting taken. Oh, we switch to Matthew Pluck. Matthew Pluck sitting in second position as the little battle went on between New Zealand Simon Bishop and Monkey Matt further back in the field. Second position right now. Lap 1 of 16, ladies and gentlemen, from, of course, Dubai Autodrome. 0.2 of a second. Again, exactly pretty much what we saw from Daniel Shields in qualifying. The first one is what we saw in this race qualifying as well. Simon Bishop now on board, and he is putting the pressure on Monkey Matt.
Yeah, good start here from Bishop. He's going to send it down the inside of Matt Smith, try and get the position away. Oh, they're banged doors coming onto the final straight here. Managed to just stay out of too much trouble. It looks like Damien Main's come into the pit lane to get out of any early issues. So has Sam Hunter. So motorised Kiwi, interestingly, has maintained 8th. So we'll have to keep an eye on those pit stops, see where those guys shuffle out. But Shields has already established the best part of a second over Pluck and Madden. I think Pluck's going to have to put in an insane performance if he's going to try and displace shields for the championship lead here.
All right, this is a good little battle. Michael Robinson having good little battles. Oh, now we enter Michael Robinson. We go further down the field. 8th, Cooper's right in front of him. Pinkham behind him as well. Roy Oliver doing quite well, sitting up in 6th position, Simon, right now. And will he be able to hold that through the race? He's got some good drivers putting the pressure on right behind him. Currently riding on board 8th position in the centre of your screen, you can see there. Now, Michael Robinson's, he's been consistent over the last couple of years in results around the world, as now Coopers takes a look on Roy Oliver, doesn't manage to seal the deal, still goes on the outside. Is he going to be able to do it coming through the next hand right-hander? He does. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy there. Robbins racing here at Dubai, and he delivers the goods there. Coopers steps up. Now he will try to challenge it now. Of course, Motorised Kiwi has a big hit there. Look at that, Michael Robinson and Oliver going door-to-door. He doesn't want to let it out. He knows he's on the cusp. Roy Oliver's just racing for bragging rights. There's no way he's going to come through there. Roy Oliver sends it down the middle. Roy Oliver, what are you doing?
Man, on a mission. Roy Oliver trying to just get bragging rights. Sending it right down the inside of Motorised Kiwi, but he's actually lost out to, it looks like, Pinkham. So Pinkham has managed to get one on Oliver. Oliver's fallen down the order. He's now 12th, so he's made a mess of it, trying to make some headway at the start of this race here. Motorised Kiwi would not have wanted that. He would have wanted some breathing room between him and Pinkham, because when it comes to this championship chase, he needs to make up as many positions as possible and keep those guys who are around him as far away as possible.
Right, so Daniel Pinkham right now, he as long as he gets sort of, you know, a high result, 8.765, he should be okay. He is on that bubble. He needs to beat this guy right now, the Motorised Kiwi, Michael Robinson. If he lets Michael Robinson win, then potentially that is him out of the bubble. So 4 points, I'm told, between the two. So
winner takes all, essentially.
Daniel, he's, you know, 24-hour Lemons winner. Michael Robinson, he's got results all around in sim racing. And look at the little battle that's going up ahead of him. Cooper's sitting up there, creating some hassle, so to speak, for Michael Robinson. Daniel Pinkman's strategy could be just sit back, not sit back too far, and see how those two play out right now. As we look at the results, 156 for first and second, so some faster results there from race 1 to race 2. But this is the little battle going on. This is the battle of who's going to go through next weekend. God, Michael Robinson, the nerves.
Mate, if I'm Pinkham, I don't give a stuff about what these two do ahead. I want to get through.
Send it up the inside, you say?
I want to get those positions. Track position is so key in this championship. It doesn't really matter where you are when you pit, really, because you just need to be just up ahead of them. As long as you're in front, that's fine.
Can I just say as well that Benny sitting behind him right now, so Benjamin Crane right behind him, he needs to make the result up as well, because he's sitting just out of the bubble.
Yeah,
so he needs to... Oh, big crash!
Oh no,
Coopers! Michael Robinson, you chucked it away!
Robinson has thrown away a chance at getting through to the top 8. He's sent it down the inside of Coopers. Coopers has managed to hold on, but I think Motorised Kiwi has just thrown away any chance of getting into the final here. Pinkham holding P7 now. Motorised Kiwi has fallen down to P9 now. He needed to finish ahead of him in this race, but I don't think after that issue, I don't think he's going to be able to get this position.
Wow.
Does he just pit now and cut his losses, try and get some form of an undercut?
Now,
was
that between Coopers or Pinkman and Robinson?
No, that was Coopers and Robinson.
And Coopers managed to maintain.
Well, that was the crazy thing, because he just went straight into his door. Pinkham managed to continue unabated. That's a huge relief there for Pinkham. I imagine he will be breathing a sigh of relief knowing that Motorised Kiwi is out of the way, albeit only 3, maybe 4 seconds behind now. So Motorised Kiwi is going to have to put in an absolute charge now if he wants to try and catch Benny as well as Pinkham.
Now, the other one that's, I guess, a massive talking point, Knockside. He races by Knockside, but his name's Damien Main, 12th position. Now, he was sitting right behind Simon Bishop. What's going on there? Has he gone to his pit? Has he done the undercut? Did we miss that? I think we might have missed it. This is the tricky thing. If you don't watch the pits, then, yes, no, he has done the pit. So Damien Main's done his pit.
Interesting to see there behind Pinkham. It looks like Motorised Kiwi is already getting up alongside Benny. We'll try and keep an eye on that. Yep, look, he's got him now. So Motorised Kiwi, after that little mistake there, has managed to get past Benny, and he's within range of Pinkham. So
Well, that's consistent. He's sitting behind Benny in the championship. So Michael Robinson jumps back up. Here we go. Is this going to be the comeback kid, ladies and gentlemen? And there you go. There's the gap right now. Is he just going to send it up the inside?
Well, not from 3.5 seconds back.
12 laps to go, yes, but don't forget that Pinkham and Coopers, if they start getting in a little battle,
I think for
who
those
cares
guys,
what's happening with Shields and Pluck up the front?
Yeah.
It's about down here.
I think for those,
no, he's taken out. Pinkham. Oh, no, sorry. Motorised Kiwi Michael Robinson
more
just
drama.
got taken out.
Lid. It looks like maybe Benny's on his lid now. Robinson has dropped back a whole bunch of time there. I don't know who was at fault in that one. The two cars going into a synchronized spin, but it goes from bad to worse for Motorised Kiwi. Did a 2:04 on the last lap. What's he going to do this time? A 2:06. So he hemorrhages a whole ton of time, and Benny has disconnected. He's left the lobby. See you later.
Oh, two people leaving the lobby. Some people are livid about that. Motorised Kiwi, that was not his fault. Someone came up and took him on the inside. He managed to keep it out from spinning. He's sitting in 8th position. Two people leave. Shane T. Mang sitting behind him. Damien Mann. Mike, who is that? Sitting in 11th position. 12th position. Someone's
Hunter,
gone into the
Sam
pits.
Hunter.
Sam Hunter.
So he got caught up in the incident as well. That was amazing. Pinkham's got a red marker against his name, so maybe he went off the track, gained a bit of an advantage, so he might have a 1 second penalty against his name. That might help Motorised Kiwi, but Michael Robinson is some 7 seconds back now behind Pinkham. He was trying to claw back that margin, the crucial position to potentially get through to the final stages here of the championship. Crazy stuff here at Autodrome GP in Dubai. Shields leading by 3 seconds ahead of Madden and Pluck in P2 there, Madden in P3. Monkey Matt holding on to P4 there with Simon Bishop a second behind him in P5. Coopers, we're watching now with Daniel Pinkham just behind him. Pinkham, as I said before, he'll probably be breathing a sigh of relief knowing that Motorised Kiwi has lost a whole bunch of time. Motorised Kiwi, a 2:06 versus a 2-minute flat. Pinkham to Motorised Kiwi, so 6 seconds he lost in that incident. Unfortunately, he's fallen out of the competition, but Daniel Shields is streaks ahead of the field here as Pluck looks to hold on to P2.
Now Pluck obviously looking ahead for Shields, but can't see him. But someone that can see Pluck is Kyle Madden. But Kyle Madden, what are you doing? Commentator's curse. This is going to allow Monkey Matt, Simon Bishop to close that gap up. There you go. There you see them there. They'll be like, oh, can we get it? Kyle Madden, I was just about to say the times, 1:57. Those guys are doing 1:57, so they've actually now dropped back a second. So they've taken it a bit easier on their lap times.
I was going to say, the race directors are doing a great job with the TV cameras to catch all this drama because we missed the Madden pass in the last race, but Madden, as we just cut to him, made a bit of a mistake there. Doing a bit of a half spin, losing a bit of time. He was catching Pluck for a moment there, but unfortunately he will have to settle for third, I imagine, as this race plays out. But we watch now, Daniel Pinkham is hustling to get past Coopers and trying to ensure that he can finish ahead of Motorised Kiwi in the championship standings.
All right, Michael Robinson, he's really down a bit lower here. Hunter is sitting behind him 2 positions, and Sam Hunter currently sits ahead of him. So there is some hope with him for that one, and same with Benjamin. Benjamin Crow. So, you know, there may be hope here for Michael Robinson because that wasn't his fault. So you got to feel for the guy, but there's a massive gap, nearly an 8-second gap. So we jump up to 5th position. New Zealand Simon Bishop, he's looking ahead at Monkey Matt. Monkey Matt looking ahead at Kyle Madden. Big disparity now though, good gaps going on here. So unless you make a mistake like maybe Monkey Matt just has, Simon Bishop now closes the door. Oh, the stress of these guys, you know, the nerves are obviously getting to them. They know this is the sort of the championship decider of who comes through next weekend. It's only going to get better, ladies and gentlemen. He takes a look on the inside now, Monkey Matt, Simon Bishop. Simon, representing.
Yeah, great name.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a swig of Mammoth while we go through this. Good race. One of the better races we've had here at Project Cars 2, ANZ Championship. It's going to be good. Let's have a look at Shields. Let's have a look, see what Shields is doing. All out in front, clean air.
Shields currently leading by 5 seconds. That's a mammoth lead over Pluck Madden in P3. Oh, you just took a swig of the Mammoth, didn't you?
I did.
That was a good timing.
I thought you were doing it, you know.
Monkey Matt in P4 there, Simon Bishop in P5. Some big margins, unfortunately, at the moment. After that little bit of drama at the start there, Motorised Kiwi. Just keep an eye on that margin there. It's stable at about 7.5, 8 seconds to Pinkham.
How cool is that scene? This is Dubai. So everything signage-wise, you guys actually see on the track is actually what's in Dubai. So this is really realistic. So you're basically in Dubai, and cool to see that RTR ready to rock, Vaughan Jr. and
Is that what that stands for?
Bang Dan. It's actually got advertising all over the track, which is pretty cool to see. Brand that supports some of the New Zealand drivers. Daniel Shields, just clean air, dude. Just rocking out. It's doing a 156, so he's managed to claw back a second on his times. Still not around that 155.3 that he did in qualifying, but obviously he just wants to play it a bit safe. Pluck, the Kiwi hopeful. He is going to be really our hope at Mount Panorama next weekend. Kyle Madden, a good 10 seconds behind Shields. So it's not about that right now. It's still about Robinson, Motorised Kiwi.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Massive gap though.
Yeah, he's dropped a lot of time. Unfortunately, Pinkham's just maintaining his pace. Did a 159.883 versus a 2-minute flat, 0.320. If you're watching on Twitch, send us some questions if you're curious about anything about the game, about sim racing.
Okay, hang on. This is a great battle going on right here. There's a little battle, I think, going also on between Coopers and Pinkman. It's thinned out right now, but there's a great battle going on there as well. So if you are watching on Twitch, you were talking earlier, you're like, all the new great movies coming out, and you know, these guys that are into gaming, they go to Armageddon, they dress up as their favourite, you know, what is it called? Cosplay. There you go, cosplay. So hey, you know, like you got Sonic coming out.
Yeah.
What was the other one that's just coming out?
It's like a Pokemon movie.
Pokemon. All right.
And it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
So you go to those things though, and you're like, oh, Simon Bishop. These guys are having a great little battle. So tell us your favourite character.
What do you? So
here we go.
If you're into sim racing and you go to Armageddon, what do you dress up as? Like
motor racer, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Or like, you know, it's cool that like the Japanese girls and stuff, they all dress up as like Pikachu and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, while you're talking about that, we literally just missed a pass. Simon Bishop has managed to get past Monkey Matt while you were busy talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu.
It's about the yarns, ladies and gentlemen. So Simon Bishop does the justice, but at the same time, Monkey Matt's still there, and they had been having a great little battle as well. So Simon Bishop deserves that. He's stuck with him for quite a while. Pinkham further down. So we go Shields, Pluck, Madden, Simon Bishop, Monkey Matt, Coopers, Pinkham.
We got a couple of questions on the chat now. Benoto asks, what kind of setup do you need to be able to race?
All right, Pinkham taking a look here. Coopers, Pinkham, both 488 GT3 Ferraris. Doesn't quite execute it well. What type of setup you do? You can race on any setup, to be honest. Just getting involved. Funny enough, people do. But the best one is to get on someone. Oh, Pinkham has another look here. Will he get it on the under? Now, championship points, you've got... Yeah, so for LPL Play PC, so you can check all that sort of information now and just get onto our Facebook, Let's Play Live HQ, or if you want to know more, you can get onto the website. Just Google LPL or Let's Play Live,
yep.
And Let's Play.live to be official. And you can find out all the information right there. So Daniel Pinkman, he's on that bubble, and so is right ahead of him is Alistair Cooper. So these two are sitting in 7th and 8th. And funny enough, what are they sitting in this race? 7th, 6th and 7th. Motorised Kiwi, you know, he's still there. He's gone for his pit. Who has pitted and who hasn't? Who's got the undercut, who hasn't? Obviously Shields is trying to extend that gap. Currently sitting on like a 45-second gap over those guys that have pitted. Here we go. Pinkham now takes another look. Cooper's doing really well and consistent.
I don't know why Pinkham is pressuring Coopers so much at the moment. You know, knowing that these guys are probably comfortable in terms of getting into the final now. He's risking making a mistake here and potentially spinning out and falling back into the clutches of Motorised Kiwi, who's made his first pit stop. So,
look, someone that has to really force some mistakes is Damien Main and Sam Hunter. So we forget about Coopers right now and Pinkham, and you go down to Main and Hunter. Now Damien Main actually sits at 876 points, so he's at 988 points, so he's quite high up. So further down could hurt him. Now, those two, Main and Hunter, have pitted though, they're fine because, you know, they're going to flow through quite nicely, pending where that bubble hits, where that, I guess, that undercut hits with Shields and Pluck.
For Pinkham though, in this position, he's fine. He's in the green. It was more a case of motorised Kiwi and Hunter getting ahead of Pinkham that would change the order. So as it stands, Pinkham goes through to the top 8.
Yeah, you're pretty confident about that one, aren't you?
I'm pretty confident. Yeah, it is basically a winner takes all at this point for these guys.
All right.
So, if somebody else was asking, what's better, Crash Team Racing or Project Cars 2?
I have no idea.
I like Crash Team Racing, but it's not so realistic compared to Project Cars.
There's so many, right? You know, there's so many different series now globally. There's different, iRacing series. There's different, the various games. Yep, pardon me.
R-Factor 2.
R-Factor. Then there's, like the IndyCar series doing. There's so many. Some of the guys here are actually competing in multiple series at the moment, but all their time and effort's going into this one. Yep. Pinkman and Cooper still really kind of having this battle. Right, so, if you guys want to find out more information, whoa, that was interesting, a black spot on the track, about the esport racing community and how to get involved as Pinkham pushes real wide on that one, just jump onto the website and you can find more information out there as well. For those people tuning in on Sky TV, why we're answering these questions is because there's actually a thing called Twitch. You can download the app and you just search Let's Play Live, Project Cars 2, and you can ask us questions live in studio. Next week we'll actually be doing it as well. Not sure if we'll be able to grab the audience members to ask questions. It might get a bit ambushy, but we will obviously be live in studio. Sky City Theatre, come along and make a night of it. Stay at Sky City. There's going to be all of us there. It's going to be a grand all night. Right, we look back at the track. 8 seconds between Pluck and Shields. So first part of this race was pretty epic, Simon. Lap 10 of 16. It's thinned out a bit now. Pink, him and Main.
Goodbye Pork Pie is just wondering if Madsy gets through to the top 8. Yes, as it stands now, he's P3 overall, so he will cruise through to the top 8. He's 3rd in the championship, but unfortunately about 100 points back of the championship lead, so he'll need to put on something special in that last 2 races at Mount Panorama if he wants to win this title. But currently looking like Shields is the man to beat. He's got an 8-second margin over Pluck, a mammoth lead, all things considered. Simon Bishop there in P4 and Monkey Matt in P5.
I just love your puns.
What do you mean?
It's just a name drop, isn't it?
You're just listening to the director in your ear, are you?
No, I was having a drink of Mammoth. Every time I have a drink of Mammoth, it's a Mammoth lead. All right. Hope you're on the Twitch. Give us some puns. We're running out of laps. 11 of 16, ladies and gentlemen. We are live out of Sky City. Well, not Sky City, Sky Tower in Sky City. Beautiful little studio in the LPL studios. There will be more series like this, so if you want to enter, you've got to stay tuned to the Let's Play Live HQ Facebook page, because that's where you'll find out about all the information and the different series going on and how you can enter and vie yourself for an ANZ championship. And if you're in Australia, fly yourself to New Zealand to compete against New Zealand's best. And at this time it should be Pluck potentially vying for the championship. Jordan Pene joining us in studio, well, in the theatre next week. He'll be our technical driver expert. Simon?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. So, Mount Panorama's sick.
It is. It's such a different track, and like you said earlier, walking that track, maybe not.
Oh, Daniel Pinkham looks like he's had a bit of a moment there trying to get past Cooper, so lost a bit of time there. That's cost him the best part of 5 car lengths, because he was on the right under the rear wing of Cooper's there racing for P6 overall, but unfortunately he's dropped back. Bit of a mistake there from Pinkham, so that might help motorised Kiwi. We'll see how that plays out as this race wears on. But currently it's Shields who leads the way with Pluck in second and Madden in P3. Bishop holding station in P4 there with Matt Smith in P5. You're watching Cooper's and Pinkham. Pinkham just making a mistake to fall back.
All right, self-promotion time, Simon. VelocityNews.co.nz. What's coming up this week for motorsport? What's the pointing topics Kiwis doing at large?
Well, obviously, one of the reasons why one of our competitors isn't here this weekend is because Indianapolis 500. So
that's a big one.
Indy 500 qualifying gets underway this weekend.
As does Honeymoon.
Yeah.
So he's obviously at Indianapolis as we speak.
Yep.
And,
Nick Cassidy, he's racing in Japan.
Well,
Liam Lawson, Red Bull Junior driver, he's racing in Euro Formula Open in Grand Prix de Pau in France on the street circuit. But
lots of pits going on as we talk about this. Monkey Matt, Coopers and Pinkman all running for their pits. Very quick from Daniel Pinkham there on his pit. Where is this going to leave the order? Because Kyle Madden, Pluck, Simon Bishop and Shield still not pitted yet. So let's have a look at this as they come out of the pits. Where's it going to shuffle to?
I think Hunter just went by. So Hunter's going to get passed by both of them. Wow, so great move there by Hunter to get up into P6, Coopers in P7.
And Hunter's pitted, right?
In P8, yeah. So
Whoa.
Hunter's done a great job to get the undercut. We see Michael Robinson in the distance there. Yeah, probably the best part of 4 seconds adrift now. So Sam Hunter, Michael Robinson will be hoping that he holds these two up and brings motorised Kiwi back into it, because Pinkham, he's managed to make up a little bit of time in that pit stop sequence, but he is still down there in P8 behind Coopers and Hunter. Can motorised Kiwi put in a late charge to get into P8?
Well, will that be enough for Sam Hunter? Because he's sitting right on the bubble. Will that be enough for him to knock one of these guys out and put him in that top 8?
I don't know. I'm not sure how this plays out at the moment. Where is Hunter? Hunter is
Sitting in 9th.
Yeah, so he's on the bubble 8.
He's so on the bubble.
I think he was.
That was an epic
He was
stop.
4 points adrift, eh?
Yeah,
He was
so-
4 points adrift of Pinkham. So if he finishes ahead of Pinkham,
He could knock Pinkham out.
I think he will, because Coopers is between them at the moment now. So this is the battle to get through to the top 8 and attend Sky City Theatre. The interesting thing will be whether or not Pinkham can get ahead of Coopers. If he can do that, that might balance things out.
So if anyone's in Daniel Pinkham's lounge right now or talking to him, you need to tell him to put the floor to the ground, because if he doesn't get ahead of Hunter,
Pedal to the middle, I think you mean.
You know, put the ponies in
the shed. I think you mean let the horses out of the barn.
Horsepower wars. I don't know, mate. It's not there. You know what I mean, though. There he is. He comes onto your screen. 4.488, sitting there. Sam Hunter, though, doing an exceptional job. 1:59.
Hey, fascinating. Sam Hunter looked like he was trying to break the toe down the front straight. It looks like Coopers, if anything, is actually quicker at the moment than Hunter. So can Coopers get past Hunter, and maybe that'll help Pinkham in terms of the championship challenge here? Goodbye Pork Pie was wondering whether or not we play any racing games. I'm a big proponent of iRacing and R Factor. Do you play any racing games? No. Gran Turismo, maybe?
No. No, I don't. Sorry. Just when I come to LPL, I have 2 under 5s, mate. So any time is spent playing games with them at the moment. All right, so Coopers, 7th position, Hunter, 6th position, Pinkham on the bubble. Pinkham with a 1:10. There's 2 second gap here. Coopers, mate, if Sam doesn't make a mistake in the next 3 laps, all that effort by Pinkham, you got to be gutted.
Well, we'll have to see what happens at the end of this race. We'll try and get the mathematicians in race control to do a bit of mathematics, and
we will see the championship ladder of the top 8 as Sam Hunter jumps the curb, so that's going to hurt him. It's going to allow Coopers to just slightly close that gap.
One thing we haven't really talked about at length is the fact that Pinkham and motorised Kiwi both have penalties against their name. Ooh. Whether or not that is anything greater than a second, unclear at this moment. So Pinkham, who is currently sitting on the bubble of the championship here, under threat, losing his position in the final. So Sam Hunter potentially making his way into the final. We'll see what happens. The current order as it stands is Damien Main is ahead of Alistair Coopers, Daniel Pinkham and Sam Hunter. Now Sam Hunter can maintain P6 overall as it stands. We believe
he'll be on the
he'll be in the top 8. He's on the
8th or 9th.
So he's outside. He's 9th. Pinkham is 8th. So Pinkham technically at the moment is in, but there's only 4 points between them. We're of the belief.
This is so confusing.
Don't take it as
I'm
gospel.
just going to say it's Simon's house of lies until I see this championship ladder come up in front of me, because there is only 2 laps to go, and Sam Hunter extends a gap out down the front straight. Coopers doesn't manage to close that gap.
Yeah. I think, like unconfirmed, but I think the way it sits at the moment, Hunter's going to get through to the top 8. Pinkham, who we were rooting for early on in this championship, might not make it through.
A shame.
Wow, so confirmation from race control at the moment that as it stands,
if it sits like this,
yeah, Pinkham will be out.
here we go. Here comes the pit from the leader. Where's he going to fall? Which means Pluck's probably going to do the same. He gets the position, number 1 pit bay pretty much on it. So he gets it in and he gets out. It's a big, long pit straight though. Here we go, quick pit. Sits there though for a second. Interesting. Okay, is Pluck going to come into the pits? There's a big gap here. 21 seconds.
Pluck's
20
already made
seconds.
his pit stop, I think. So Shields making his way around now, down the front straight here. We'll see where it all shakes out, but I think Shields is going to hold the best part of a 10-second margin over Pluck here. The way that it's going to stand, we see now, yeah, Pluck's only coming around the final corner now. So Shields, only 2 laps to go here at Dubai Autodrome GP. How will it shake out? Can Pinkham demote Coopers? He's right on the backside of Coopers here, but we need to consider how that penalty will shake out if he can get ahead. There are only a couple of laps here. Coopers goes on the defensive. Can Pinkham round him up? Not much time left to do it. Motorised Kiwi is nowhere to be seen at the moment. Forget about him. He's out of the competition unless there's some drama late in the piece here between 6th, 7th and 8th.
Pinkham looks on the inside again. He's taking those looks, but it's just not letting him exhilarate out of here. Will he get the slipstream here? He's behind him. Can he maintain the slipstream to get the jump coming out of the front straight? Coopers, will he block? Here we go. We have a look. He does a little look. Here we go, lads. You're going to watch it. Is he going to go for it?
Or
No.
better of it.
No.
There is only 2 laps remaining here at Dubai Autodrome. You sense that Pinkham might be able to get past Coopers here. If he can get past Coopers, he needs to get a gap of at least a second, we think, with that penalty against his name for exceeding track limits. What can he do as the sun has set now on Dubai? Pinkham, Coopers, this is the deciding position to see whether or not he will go through. We're not sure if Pinkham gets past Coopers, whether or not Hunter still manages to go through, but it's best if Pinkham can get through past Coopers to see whether or not he will make it through.
He's got to take a stab at it. In one of these laps, he's just got to. Oh, look at the gap close.
Oh no!
Wait.
Who's that? Is that a lap
No,
car?
that's lap. Whoa.
No, I'm not sure. I think that is Hunter.
What? It is Hunter.
I think Hunter's dropped another place here. So Pinkham goes
my
down
God,
the inside.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, drama late in the race here. The 3 wide for position. This is the decider to get through the top 8. Hunter manages to go right round the outside.
Someone's out wide.
Oh.
Daniel Pinkham's on the inside. Who's closing it up on Daniel Pinkham? Hunter.
Hunter's
Hunter
got the
manages to
position at
close
the
it.
moment. Hunter's got it for the moment now, 3 red cars. Hard to tell who's got the position. Hunter in P6, Pinkham in P7, Coopers in P8. Pinkham's putting a charge on Hunter for P6 now. Pinkham, it's do or die to win, to get through to the top 8. Not winning, I should say. This is just to get through to the final here. Alistair Cooper sends it down the inside of Pinkham. They rub doors. We're back to where we were at the start of this lap now. Hunter ahead of Coopers and Pinkham. Who cares about Shields, Pluck and Madden? This is the battle to make it through to Sky City Theatre next week at Mount Panorama. Pinkham putting the last moves in on Coopers. Hunter, an uncharacteristic mistake here. Ooh. He had it all under control there, sitting in P6. We are on the final lap here at Autodrome GP. That was a mammoth moment if ever I've seen one. That was crazy stuff.
We go again. Now Coopers looks to push wide. Simon, that was like a lap of the gods, but not like Greg Murphy, just a lap of intense proximity. Stuff. And it's all because Sam Hunter just had such an uncharacteristic mistake. And then we just thin out, back to as it was. Pinkham has to do it again. He has to make a move. They're closing the door here. Gets a bit wide. Coopers chucks it away. Pinkham's going to take a look on the right-hand side. Will Coopers block him coming to the left-hander? Pinkham goes around the outside, cuts it in. Blocks.
Oh, what's he going to do? Can Coopers maintain position? He does for now, but a good exit there from Pinkham. Can he get alongside his fellow Red Ferrari? Oh, Hunter pushes him all the way off the track.
No, that's Coopers. Get it right, mate. Hunter's out front, and he does. Daniel Pinkham gets the pass, but he's going to look on the inside. Under brakes. The backfire comes on. Coopers closes the door. Look at Sam Hunter now. Have an uncharacteristic mistake. What are we doing on Shields? Get back. No, it's race complete.
Shields has won the race. Pluck's going to come home second, but we need to focus on that battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. It looks like Hunter has still got 6th at the moment. Let's get back to the battle though. Pinkham I think this is it. There's only a handful of corners left to go. Pinkham can't quite get by Coopers, and I think in a moment now we're going to see Hunter make it through to the top 8 here.
Pinkham takes a look. Here we
Coopers
go.
goes really wide, gives him heaps of room. This is some generous driving from Coopers, holding on to position now. Pinkham, he's only got a corner left to go. Can he
Send it up on the inside?
Surely. Oh,
Coopers,
this is very
it doesn't.
pedestrian from these two. Can he get the run out of the corner? Shows the nose. Oh,
He does! Spins him! Ladies and gentlemen, it's done for Pinkham.
Oh, no.
Where does it leave? That's it. We will wait for the official championship ladder. Woo, excitement here at LPL, but does that mean that this man, Sam Hunter, goes through? Pinkham? Whoa, Willy Bubble, will Pinkham bubble? Will Coopers go through? We're going to find out.
Oh,
Daniel
that was
Pinkham.
Crazy.
Wow, I've never heard you commentate with such excitement, Simon.
That was
Here we go,
nutty.
motorised Kiwi comes down the front straight right next to Maine.
Maine actually
takes it out, though.
displaced Motorised Kiwi at the end of the race there, so Motorised Kiwi will be not making it through to the final here. Daniel Shields goes 2 for 2 in Dubai. Pluck picks up second, and Madden P3. They are your championship leaders going into the final rounds. But we understand that Pinkham, having finished P8 there, will not make it through. And Hunter
No, don't say it till you see the championship ladder. Your gospel, Simon's House of Lies. Ladies and gentlemen, Dubai results. Daniel Shields, no surprise, takes out first position. Matthew Pluck in second. And Kyle Madden in third position. Great to see Monkey Matt, the Kiwis, and Simon Bishop in third. And that's a Ferrari 488 GT3. Not sure what else is coming up on screen. Fire the interns. Hashtag that. Sam Hunter, what a result from Sam Hunter in 6th position. Alistair Coopers in 7th position. Daniel Pinkham in 8th. Is that how we're going to see the championship ladder? Simon, 9th position.
Damien, mate, I don't care now. Motorised Kiwi P10, Dave Roberts P11, and Shane Ming rounds out the order. We had a few disconnects and a couple of non-starters in that race. Motorised Kiwi actually picked up a 10-second penalty, so whether he was speeding in the pit lane, he was out of the competition before it even finished. Oh my God, I'm out of breath.
Shane T. Mang rounds it out in 12th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to find who the finalists are. Coming to Sky City Theatre next weekend, 16 championship races across the nation, Australia and New Zealand. Do not go anywhere. We're going to come back and we will find out who the New Zealand and Australian top 8 are. Stay there.
The Star Insurance Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship is proudly brought to you in association with Playtech. Technology at play.
Like us, you're passionate about cars. At Star Insurance Specialist, we create custom policies for Kiwis with exceptional vehicles. If you own a vintage, classic, performance, project or prestige car, your needs don't fit neatly into a box. We think special and unique cars deserve special and unique insurance. We don't let robots determine policy or price. Get on the road with a custom policy from Star Insurance Specialists. Go to starinsure.co.nz today.
Need a ride? Thanks to All Out and Let's Play Live, we are hooking you up. Simply download the All Out app and type in the code Let's Ride to get your first ride free. T's and C's apply.
G'day, I'm Sam, and here at driven.co.nz, we've got a nifty toolbox to help make buying and selling a car easier. Selling, but not sure what price to put on it? Our car value calculator will give you a really good starting point. If you're buying a new car, our cost to run tool will give you a rough estimate of what the car will cost you each year to run. We can also tell you the best time to sell so you get the sweetest possible return. Check out the toolbox at driven.co.nz.
This is just clinical.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, now you know. The textbook has been written and the grand final is coming. Let's Play Live, Star Insurance, Project Cars 2, ANZ Championship, Australia versus New Zealand. You see it there on your screen. It's live at SkyCITY Theatre, Thursday, 23rd of May. Book at tickettech.com. Find out all the information on our Facebook page, Let's Play Live HQ. So I'm still hyped up. What a finale. I said it, hashtag fire the interns for switching off that battle at the end. Simon, you became an Australian commentator at the end of that race.
Crikey. Oh, that was nuts.
That was nuts.
That was crazy, yeah.
He gave it the jandle.
Three-way battle to make it into the top 8. Awesome. I think that's the best battle we've seen all season.
All season, hands down, like it was the most exciting, exhilarating time I've had. So, can we see in the air? Are we going to find out who our championship leaders are? Well, first they show us the weekly results. What a tease!
Nothing on them.
Nothing there. There we go. Fire the intern again. Here we go. Weekly results, ladies and gentlemen. It's your guest, Daniel Shields, sitting up in those all-important 400 points. Matthew Pluck, 360 points. The Kiwi, the Australian, Kyle Madden, 328 points. Manky Matt, 304. I'm now talking like an Australian. You can take the rest.
Simon Bishop in P5, Alistair Coopers, also known as Dave Stone in P6. Sam Hunter, the man of the moment, getting 6th in that last race. He finished the 7th for the week. Motorised Kiwi Michael Robertson did a good job to get into P8, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to get him through to the final. Damien Main in P9, but the man that we were worried about, Daniel Pinkham, P10 in the weekend. Not a good result for him. Forget about Alki, Benny, Info Agent, Roy Oliver, George Starr, Murphy's Law.
Oh, that's harsh, mate. That's harsh. Look,
not a chance of getting through.
Not a chance in getting in. And ladies and gentlemen, do we have those results? Are we about to find out who is your ANZ Star Insurance Championship top 8? There you go.
Wow.
Woo! Daniel Shields picks it up. Matthew Bullpluck in second position. So it's a Kiwi. First and second, Kyle Madden, 136 down. Monkey Matt, 312. Simon Bishop, 342. Damien Main in sixth position. Alistair Cooper's in seventh. Sam Hunter, does the business.
Yeah, Daniel Pinkham unfortunately misses out there by just 20 points. Michael Robinson not too far back as well, 44 points adrift of Hunter, so unfortunately he doesn't make it through. Benny, Alki 45, Info Agent, George Star, Roy Oliver, Murphy's Law unfortunately no longer partaking in this. But you said Kiwi 1-2, Daniel Shields is the boy from Brisbane leading the way. Matthew Pluck, our Kiwi boy, 28 points adrift. He will need back-to-back wins, I imagine, in the next race, or something to go his way to try and win this championship at Mount Panorama. 28 points is not much in it. Should be winner takes all, I imagine.
I'm still about this race, and if this is anything to go on what ended tonight, next week, Thursday, will be the place to be, right here inside SkyCITY Theatre. Come along. That's definitely the highlight for me for the Project Cars 2 ANZ Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Be at the final next week. 8 races will be live on stage. It's a beautiful setup. I'll be there. This beautiful guy will be there. I just called you beautiful live on air. That is weird. For that, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, epic racing here. Thanks to all our sponsors for making it happen. We will see you. And, of course, thank you to the bottom 8. You know, did a lot of effort. You put in the yards, but unfortunately it wasn't this year. We'll see you back for PC3. But for now, my name's Brendan White. This is
Simon Chapman.
We'll see you at the grand final next week. Stay safe on the roads, and as Sean Summerfield says, bye for now.
This LPL Pro presentation was proudly brought to you by Star Insurance.